What's going on, everybody? Welcome to TECKreacts, where every beat counts. My name is Matt Tech. We're continuing today with some more Sabaton. New album comes out October 17th. We're going to continue to make our way through the new music that they are dropping. Plus, they just announced their US tour, and they're going to be in Texas in February, and then I think in St. Louis, where another good friend of mine lives. I want to say maybe like April, May of next year. So we're definitely going to be looking at getting some tickets to see them and then putting together a full vlog, just like we did with Baby Metal and The Warning, and like we're going to be doing with Sleep Token here in just a few weeks. I will be in Chicago at the end of September seeing Sleep Token live with my little brother, and I'm super stoked about that. Hey, this is a new song they just dropped as of today, 5 days ago, called Crossing the Rubicon. But there's a feature. They are with a group or an individual called Nothing More. I don't know anything about them. I've never heard of Nothing More before. As always, I did no research on the story ahead of time. So I'm going to read it here right now, share the screen with you. It says, historic fact: Julius Caesar rose from a patrician family to become consul, reformer, and Rome's most celebrated general. He conquered Gaul, expanding Rome's frontiers to the Rhine and Danube, then ignited civil war by crossing the Rubicon. I think that's a saying, right? Crossing the Rubicon kind of became a saying. This must be where it came from. Victorious across Italy, Greece, and Egypt, he returned as dictator, introducing the Julian calendar and major reforms. His assassination on the Ides of March ended his rule, but cemented his legacy as a brilliant strategist and leader who transformed Rome forever. Interesting. Let's take a look. Sabaton, Crossing the Rubicon, featuring Nothing More. Let's go. I like that ride bell hi-hat thing.
100 years before our Lord, from the cradle to the sword, a sign of what's to come, of what can be undone, on to conquest and to fate.
Cool guitar
in the
riff.
footsteps of the great, a consul on the move, is building bridges and his enemies enter the field, knowing the fate has been sealed. Africa, Italy, Spain, and all will kneel. He's crossing the Rubicon,
Yeah, man.
heading home to where he belongs. Born through the unknown, the glory of Rome. He's crossing the Rubicon, over the river at last. The die has been cast.
Very cool. Very cool thing with the melody there. What a cool song. Dude, the guitar tone is immaculate. Come on, baby. Oh, dude. What a tune. What a tune, man. That's cool. Dude, these guys have such a way of telling a great story, but also writing these like amazing melodic riffs on the guitars. You would think because they're telling such a cool story that like something has to give, right? You know, if you want to tell a great story, you know, something is gonna be sacrificed with regard to the tone or the melody or like something like that. And man, it doesn't at all. It really, really, really doesn't. Everything is good. The melody, the riffs, the telling of the story, everything works in such beautiful harmony together with these guys. They're so intentional with the way that they do this, and I absolutely love it. It's kind of interesting. I didn't obviously know what the song was about, but you know, Julius Caesar had a pretty big impact in the time that he was in. And here we are, you know, a week after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And, you know, that is a event that will mark a moment in US history forever, I believe. I mean, Julius Caesar was also, you know, his assassination, wildly enough, even though he was a political figure and Julius was a politician, Charlie was not. You know, when political violence hits certain levels, you know, speech and debates no longer stay within the realm of ideas, they begin to escalate. So, you know, your words have power, but, you know, words are not violence. But, you know, could this very well be a Rubicon moment in America? You know, have we really crossed the threshold where political disagreements increasingly lead to violence? We've just seen more and more of that over the years. And you know, as a Christian, you know, what does it mean for us, you know, to see this as what people are calling a turning point? You know, Caesar, from my understanding of history, you know, he risked everything to bring about, you know, what he believed in, and you know, made himself visible, spoke out. You know, Charlie did the same thing. He made himself a public figure. He took risks by engaging in public debate. And you know, in that, his assassination really underscores the cost that some might pay for their convictions. And from a faith perspective, you know, what does it mean to stand for truth? You know, what is the cost that we are willing to pay for our faith? And how do you discern when speaking out is actually worth the risk to the audience that you're speaking to? But like, most importantly for me, how do we do it in a way that reflects Christ, where we're brave but loving, and not necessarily, you know, hateful? Yeah. Yeah. Caesar reshaped Rome forever. You know, the event on the Ides of March, when he was stabbed to death, you know, is an event that marked the end of one thing, which was the Republic, and the beginning of another. And I think, that Charlie's death is probably also going to shift some things here in America. Um, you know, I've been seeing that his death has motivated a lot of people in both incredibly good but also incredibly evil ways. And it's been very, while the news will scoop up all the evil ways in which people have been motivated by by Charlie's assassination, um, I am choosing to see all of the good that is coming about it. And one thing that was really great is there were so many young people and just people in general that showed up to church this past Sunday that had either never been to church in their entire life or hadn't been in a decade. And it was really cool, talking to some of these young people and some of these folks about how, Charlie, living for his faith, regardless of if you believed or agreed with everything he ever said, um, you know, people felt that if he died defending his faith, they should probably go check out what that faith was. So it's really interesting, man. I didn't plan on talking about any of that, obviously, because I didn't know what this song was about, but I think it's worth kind of revisiting. And rest in peace, Charlie. Prayers for Erica and the kids. But most of all, just really prayers for our nation, that we can just continue to find, that we can really start to find unity in the United States of America again. But also really grateful that, evil is exposing itself in its most pure of colors, and we can start praying against all that evil and distancing ourselves from it and from those people who reflect it. And I'm ever the optimist, an unwavering optimist, some people might say, but choosing to see that there's going to be great things that come from this. But anyway, that's kind of my rant for that. What a great song. I really would love to see Sabaton on tour. Is anybody else going to see them in the United States? If so, let me know if you've already decided where you're going to be, and would love to know who else will be out there in the concert venues seeing Sabaton. Kind of leaning more towards St. Louis, because the Factory is where I saw the Warning, and it's a great little venue, free parking as well, very close and free parking, and in a great area with a bunch of other restaurants and stuff to do ahead of time. So hopefully we'll see you guys out on the road seeing Sabaton, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.